Hello, welcome back to Longman Tarot. It's Richie here with the treasures of Glastonbury that I picked up on my trip from last week. It's taken a bit of time to make this video. Lots of exciting things have been happening last week, and but now I've got a few hours to actually make a video, so I wanted to share with you the bits and pieces that I purchased in Glastonbury whilst I was there. I have made a vlog for my whole trip to Glastonbury, which is available now on YouTube. So I would encourage you, if you've got 40 minutes, to watch that if you're interested. Of course, you can always do it on double speed, so it'll only take you 20 minutes. I was travelling by train coming back from Glastonbury, which is the first time I've done it. I have to go from Castle Cary into London and then back out again to get to home. So I was very conscious of not buying lots of stuff that was going to be too heavy, that was breakable or wouldn't fit into a bag. So it's not a big collection here, but I just wanted to share with you some of the things that I purchased. As ever, I went with a bit of a list of stuff. I thought, I'm going to be careful, I'm not going to spend too much, I'm going to look for this, and this. And of course, I probably didn't get any of that stuff at all if I think about it. I ended up with some real treasures. So let's start. I bought two books. The first book that I bought was the Druid Priestess by Emma Ristol. Now, this is a book that is 24 years old, so it's very much out of print now. And the title, Druid Priestess, an intimate journey through the pagan year. I thought this was absolutely perfect with two of the things that I really am interested in and studying, which is the Wheel of the Year and the different sabbats, and obviously my Druid Obod course. Each chapter is about a spoke of the Wheel of the Year and sort of how she follows it through the year and the energies and everything like that. So I haven't started reading this one yet. As you can see, it's quite an old copy. This one came from Courtyard Books, by the way, which is a wonderful bookshop that sells new and second-hand books, and I think this just cost me just £3, this one, so a bit of a bargain, and again not too heavy to carry. So the second book that I bought from Courtyard Books was The Way of Merlin, The Male Path in Wicca by Lee Warren Clark and Catherine Matthews. This is a second part or follow-up book to their book, The Way of the Goddess. Again, it's probably out of print. This book was published in 1990, so I haven't looked, but I'm assuming there aren't that many copies floating around. I'll leave you there so you can read a little bit about what the premise of the book is there. I have actually started reading the introduction to this. It's quite interesting, but it's going to take you through all the different legends, practices, ideas. And when you see a book like this, it kind of jumped off the shelf at me. And I thought that just looks really interesting. I'm currently reading a book, a fictional book about Merlin, so it all seemed to fit together. And this cover really spoke to me. I just loved the cover here. Again, it's a very old book, 1990, I think I said it was, and it was £4. You know that when you go into bookshops like this and you see books like this, you're probably never going to ever see them again. And so I thought, I'm going to grab these ones. They're paperback, they're light, easy to transport, easy to read. And I thought I'm just going to leave on my wish list the books that I actually intended to go and look for, which were there in most of the bookshops in Glastonbury. But I thought, no, I'll add those to my wish list and get them another time because I don't want to fill up on books. I've still got loads of books from where I went last time. So those were the books. Let's do some smells now. Bought quite a lot in Star Child, which is a wonderful shop on the high street there that sells incense, candles, oils, potions, charcoal, a few books. But they're mainly known for their incense and their oils. And I decided I was going to buy a couple of the Tree perfumes. Now, I have got a collection of these that I'm putting together for the OM. They are quite expensive. I decided that I was going to just change the brand up from it, and I decided to buy from Starchild, because these ones are actually perfumes as well, so you can actually wear these, whereas the ones I've got are more essency, and you just use them in different formats, but you can't actually wear them straight on the skin. So these ones are really excited to try out. Beautiful smells. I've got holly, so we've got protection there and growth, and I've got rowan, which is a tree that I was being really drawn to in Glastonbury, and ever since I just keep seeing them everywhere I go with their gorgeous red berries everywhere. So yeah, I'm not even going to take them out of the box because they're little bottles there. Another one that I did buy, which is in a slightly different box, which I quite like about the marketing at Starchild, is this is a room fragrance one, but you can see the box here is slightly different in style. It's got like a pointy lid to it, so you're not going to mix it up with the other oils there. And this is the oils for the different sabbats, and I say oils, they're room scents. That's how they're selling them there. So you can put these in oil burners or in perhaps potpourri or whatever. And this I used yesterday when I was doing some readings online, and it is wonderful. This is the Lanassa Lamas one. If I try and describe it, it starts off with quite a heavy patchouli scent to it all. But as it warms up, it changes completely, and there's more of a appley kind of rosy, wonderful smell that I would really associate with this time of the year. And it's absolutely wonderful. And I like the fact that every time I come into the room, it smells slightly different. Yeah, wonderful. So those are the oils. Then I also bought 2 incense when I was in there. Again, good prices. And I really love Starchild incenses. They're quite strong, they're quite punchy. I don't have a brilliant sense of smell, and so I need something that isn't quite as subtle as some of the other incenses that you can buy. This is loose incense there. This one is green Tara, and if I open it up, you can see hopefully some of the colours in that one. They use a lot of frankincense. Oh my goodness, the aroma that's just coming out of that one in there. This is one I haven't bought before or tried. I've tried their Green Man range, which I absolutely love their incense for. And I've used it probably the most. I've probably used about half the jar there of Green Man. And I was intending to replace it. And then I sniffed this one, which is Green Tara, obviously the female counterpart of Canunos there and the Green Man. And I decided to give this one a try. And this is just a little bit more floral than the mossy side of the Green Man incense. I hope that makes a bit of sense. And then coming up, I have this one, which is the Ceridwen incense, which I'd never come across before. And this is wonderful. It's very different to what I would normally do. It's got lots more of the frankincense in there, but I don't know if you can see there's lots of like fir and cypress clippings in there. And there's also juniper. I don't know if you can make out the juniper berries there. It's actually really, really unusual. Yeah, in Ceridwen, I decided to buy that one, and you're going to spot a bit of a theme coming up with that one. So just to let you know that. I also went into Sons of Asgard, and I bought a couple of sprays there, which I've never bought before, and I wasn't intending to get these. But I bought the Magical Dark Moon spray, again, which smells absolutely wonderful. It's a room spray there. And I bought a large version of Ceridwen's Cauldron. And when I tried this one on, I was absolutely blown away by it. Tried it, squirted it around myself. It's got quite an oaty undertone to it, and then it's got really kind of not necessarily floral, but there's really lots of different layers again to it there. And there we go, Ceridwen's Cauldron. So I'm going to leave those ones all there. The last bit of incense that I bought was from actually the Goddess Temple, and this is where the Melissas actually, I mean, this is some priestesses, I should say, actually blend their own there. So this came from the goddess temple. And this is, again, Ceridwen. So probably spotting a theme now. And this is really, really nice as well. This one is, try and get it open. Gosh. There we go. This one has, again, a lot of patchouli in there. A lot of patchouli in there. I love the glass bottle in there, and you can see it's absolutely full to the top with that one there. This was $6.90, $6.50, $6.95, I think. These are about $6.50, $6.95. So they're both the same price. I'm not actually sure. Probably about equal amounts of incense in there. I think I have enough incense now for the rest of the year because I've still got loads that I haven't used yet from other stores. Right, the next thing to do is some pictures. Whilst I was in the temple of Ceridwen, I picked up a couple of postcards of the artwork from the goddess house. This painting is painted straight onto the wall, and it's absolutely wonderful. I spent a lot of time in front of this picture just looking at it, and it's huge. It's probably about 4 or 5 feet in height, and this is obviously Ceridwen in the Ceridwen room of the house. I just absolutely love it. Really, really gorgeous. And I just picked up 2 of those. I'm going to put those on my fragrance space. Whilst I was in the goddess temple shop, I picked up this wonderful picture of Ceridwen as well. See the theme? That was $3.50. It's a card, but it's also got a bit of glitter on there. Don't we love a bit of glitter? But this really spoke to me, so I can't fit it all in there into the camera. But the full-size original portrait picture, it's just stunning, and I spent a lot of time looking at that one too. So I bought the smaller version of it. Then there's a new shop that's opened up that on the high street that I hadn't seen before, and it's Michelle Calbourne, who's a photographer, and goes out at different times, basically evenings and first thing, to capture the tour. These are still in their wrappers, so the colours aren't probably doing it justice that's on the camera. But this is the tour at sunrise. This is the tour when the Aurora Borealis was really low over the UK, and people in the south, including myself, could go out and see it. I love this. This wonderful stripe is coming straight down to the tour there. Beautiful blue. And then I just really love this picture of the tour. I think that must be at sunrise. And again, the purple on there. Excuse me, that it's a bit shiny because I kept the plastic on because I just want to preserve those, and I just want to think about what to do with them. So those were those parts, and then I picked up something I was really pleased with. I love the artwork of Karen Carter. So I forgot her name for a moment. And I have all the Karen Carter Sabbat cards, which I always have up on my sacred space. And I'd never seen the Ceridwen card before. And I was lucky enough to find that one. So that one is going up somewhere. Like I said, I'm going to need another table, I think, at this rate. No, it's all right. I can squeeze it all and change it all up. And also in this book, they talked about her other book that she made, which is a book about the winter solstice, and it's called The Shortest Day. And it's just different customs and traditions. But again, it's got all of the artwork that I love from her. So each page has got like one of her illustrations, and I haven't seen all of these before. I love that one with the stones and the sun coming up, and like the aurora borealis in the sky there. And her artwork I just find incredibly charming and quite deep. I like to spend quite a lot of time looking at them, and every time you do, you kind of see something different in there. She's also done cards with all the poem. So those are the cards for those different parts of the solstice time, the winter time. And each page has got a different illustration and just a little bit about the history of it all. Yes, I bought that. Oh, look at that one, the Holly King and the Oak King. Wonderful. So that was The Shortest Day, a little book of the winter solstice. Love it. My final picture was a bit of a find, and again, it was when I was in the goddess temple of Hereford, and I've actually framed it, but I bought the print of Hereford Moon Goddess, which is created by Courtney Davis. This is way too big, so I'm going to probably take a photo of it and pop it into the video in a moment so you can get to see it all. I did buy a frame for it because it was just an A4 piece of paper and I wanted to protect it straight away, so I'll take a photo of it. But it is also signed there. Oh, I don't know if you can see it there. So yeah, that is the Cerridwen portrait that Courtney Davis did. And I love Courtney Davis's artwork. I've got his Celtic tarot, which I absolutely love, and I just love the stippling, the dots that make up the picture there. And again, it's one of those that you can spend a really long time looking at. Something that I've always really wanted, and it's something that you can't kind of buy over the internet because it's a shaker. And the reason you can't buy it over the internet is it's got to have the right tone. So I bought this. It's a seed pod. It's a large seed pod from the what's it called? Bavaria, and it's dried. And as you can see, there's holes cut into it, so the sound comes through. It's really tactile and velvety, and so when you shake it, a lovely, lovely shake to it, which is really good for doing some shamanic work in there. But I spent a bit of time finding the correct size there. Gets very, very light, very, very tactile. It's really soft, and it makes a fantastic noise. And I'm really looking forward to using that one when I do some journey circle work next week. In the window, Oxfam was a tarot deck that I was really interested in getting. But the Oxfam shop was shut for 2 days. It wasn't until the last day that I was lucky enough to go in. And as with a lot of these things, it was in the window, but the price tag was flipped over, so I didn't even know how much it was going to be. Anyway, I did look it up online, so I knew what the images are like. But it is, I'll get it around the right way, the Deirdre of the Sorrows tarot deck. And this was £6. It is secondhand. It doesn't come in a box, but as you can see, it comes in a rather lovely bag. This is the first time I've seen this deck. I'm going to show you some of the images. It is hand-drawn. It's kind of modern and yet not at the same time. The cardstock is incredible. The best cardstock I've ever seen. It's linen. Those are the backs. Really lovely linen. I'll see if I can get the thing. And it's really good quality. Lovely to shuffle. The majors are all numbered. And all the deck has like different coloured banners on them. So I'm just trying to find a good example. So the swords have like a blue banner, and as you can see, the pentacles have a green banner. Yeah, so they're hand drawn, I would say pencil, but they've got this colour that's been added to them as well. And the images are really unusual, some of them. And because it's done with pencil, there's this grey undertone that goes with all of the images, even the lovers, although it's got colours in it. The main colour is grey. And I thought this would be wonderful in the darker part of the year, perhaps, sort of October time, or perhaps January into February when it's quite misty and grey. I thought this would be a perfect deck to use. So the deck kind of has a oldie worldy feel to it, and then you sometimes get a picture that is quite modern, so they might be wearing modern suits. That tends to happen, I think, in the minor arcana, but as you can see, the tower here, you've got that going on. But yeah, to have that big eagle right at the front, it's really, really unusual. The moon is actually, the character's actually on the moon, the goddess is on the moon there. And as you can see here, quite modern. The boy there looks like he's wearing shorts and perhaps jeans and a shirt. Really modern look. It's really beautiful deck, and it's been really looked after well. The suits, the aces don't have anything on them, just the big design, as you can see. So this person here is working in like a trousers and shirt, and then it jumps between sort of old worldy and modern. Six of coins here. You've got somebody donating to somebody homeless there. I'll flick through all of them so you can see all the images, because I probably won't do a walkthrough of this one. Again, the artwork might not be to everyone's taste on this one there, but I'm really interested to see how this works, this deck. Interesting take on the Three of Swords. You've got somebody really upset over here. And there's almost like gossiping going on about it. And then you've got a doorway that's open, but the person chooses to stay there. I like the really subtle use of colour. Interesting Eight of Swords as well, with somebody like a cell. Perhaps feels like a monk in a cell. Certainly bars up on the windows. But you've also got the only bit of colour really is this bird, this lovely kind of bright parrot that could fly out the bars and escape if it wanted to, but it chooses to stay. The thing under the bed. Well, I don't know if you can hear just how lovely it is. I like this King of Wands. He looks like he's about to lean forward and tell you a joke. I don't know whether this deck's still available, or whether it's out of print. But it was a real find. And as I said, I paid £6 for it. And it's quite nice when you get a deck that is a bit unusual, a bit different from some of the images you see, and actually not to have the guidebook with it. I don't know if the deck originally did come with the guidebook, but it does allow your mind to work with the images that are there. It's got a nice vibe to it. I like it. So those are all the things that I bought in Glastonbury. No, there's not. There's one more thing to go, which is not going to fit under the camera. So I'm going to make a short video now and add it on there. And my final purchase was this beautiful goddess statue, which is Philippa Bowers, who has a shop in the High Street. Absolutely fell in love with her. Take some detail there of her face. There was a choice of several, and the lady in the shop kindly got them all out and put candles in them, and I chose this one. Just the blue really spoke to me. It's actually a bluey green in reality. It's coming out more blue on camera here. And as usual, there's a space inside to put a candle, and with pyrite inside, she glows.